Good morning, everybody. My name is Ryan Gilkerson, lead creative here at Company 119, and this is the Coffee Cup. We thank you for joining us. We wanted to talk today about a 2018 year in review. We had a great year in 2018. We interviewed everybody on the Coffee Cup, from Ricky Smith and the Rake Foundation to DJ Ryan Wolf from the Cleveland Browns to industry stalwarts like Sean Christie, Amanda Todorovich from the Cleveland Clinic. We had so many great people on the Coffee Cup. It was really interesting to go back now and look through all of the episodes and see exactly who said what and all the great stuff that we learned this year throughout our filming and our taping. But I did narrow it down to 10 quotes that I thought kind of summed up our year on the Coffee Cup, and I can't wait to share with you our top 10 quotes of 2018. Let's begin here with Kelly Kanda, owner of Colossal Cupcakes, who said, with good digital marketing, the sky's the limit. And that really is the truth. With good digital marketing, you can achieve things that you wouldn't be able to with just a storefront. You wouldn't be able to do with a billboard, as we'll hear a little bit later. With good digital marketing, there truly is no ceiling to what you can achieve. Following up with that, I had a great quote on the Sheik Dixon episode. Sheik Dixon from C7 Creative joined us, and we talked about authenticity, and I said, we like our marketing like we like our Italian food, authentic. She was talking about displaying not only your product, but you as a spokesperson for your brand, and how important it is for people to know the person behind the identity of the company. And I really love that conversation. That's something that's very important, is peeling back the onion a little bit, letting people see who you are, your morals, your values, what your company holds true to, and then that helps push your product. And that's so very, very important. So authenticity was a subject this year. Sean Christie joined us. I really love what Sean Christie said. He's a social media expert from the Akron area. And he said, understand that social media is just a vehicle. It's not a magic wand. You still have to be able to tell a good story. You still have to spend time on it. It's not a set it and forget about it thing. I love that. So many people think that they can set up their website, set up some content, and then just sit there and wait for the results to come back in. This is something that constantly has to be tweaked, constantly has to be molded. Keywords change, subjects change, what people search for changes like crazy. Algorithms change all the time. So it isn't the type of thing where you can just write some SEO content and then just move on from it. This is something that you have to almost prune like a garden. Like, you have to continue to work on it in order to get it to grow. And I love what Sean said there. It's not a fix it and forget it type of thing. Dan Gillespie from the Purple Films crew over there. We love to have Purple Films come in. He said, you've got guys like Kyrie and LeBron that are passionate about what they do, but you've also got these engineers that are just as passionate about these things you might never even see. We were talking about, how do you get creative about things that aren't necessarily in your wheelhouse? These guys do videos for Kyrie and LeBron, and they're out there doing Nike commercials and things like that. And then the next week, they're shooting something about a faucet or a pipe or something like that. And what they found is that it's the same thing. You're still promoting, you're still talking about something that you hold valuable to yourself. You just have to capture what other people feel about that product and get that out. Here at Company 119, we do content for so many different types of businesses. Some of them are very interesting to me. Some of them might be very interesting to the other people that work here. Some of them might not be interesting to me, but I still have to write the content, right? So what you do is you hone in on that passion that the owners of these companies have and express that. And for you, you might think that the product that you sell or the service that you provide isn't as exciting as being LeBron James. But to you it is. To you it's your life. So you just have to communicate that same level of passion to the people that are visiting your site, and you can pull it off. I thought that was a really cool quote from Dan. Amanda Todorovich, content marketer of the year a couple years ago, really took the Cleveland Clinic blog from a site that wasn't getting a lot of traffic to one of the most popular sites in the whole world. She said, monetization is not a possibility without a scaled, consistent audience, and that only comes with great content. No matter what, people always want to talk about how can I make money? How can I make money off of my content? How can I make money off of my website? How can I make money off of my social media? Money, 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 money. Money is great, but the money is only going to come if you have great content that people want to see. You can't start out with a plan to make money without having a plan to provide great content. So I really like that quote as well. Josh Marcus Donnelly, formerly of Flourish Agency, said seek out brands that you think you can win with and add value to and obviously have a cultural fit with. This is something that Company 119 takes very seriously. When you're looking to build with other customers, you want to find customers that fit with you. One of the reasons why some business relationships fail is because you were never on the same page to begin with your customers and clients. Just like there's a process for them to find you, there's that vetting process for them to make sure they want to do business with you. You need to make sure that you want to do business with them as well. This is a two-way street. While they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them as well. You don't have to do business with everybody. You can be choosy about who you want to do business with. Now, does this mean that you turn down everybody that you're not exactly aligned with? No. You have to find the common interest. You have to find some ways that you can accommodate one another. But if it's not a good fit and you aren't going to mesh, it's better to end that relationship early than to have a relationship that fails. Chris Paulino, loved what Chris had to say. Chris was one of our first guests that we had this year. Chris said a digital ad is just like having a stagnant billboard on the side of the street, except that everybody who is driving by your digital billboard is a customer. We've talked about this philosophy so often on the Coffee Cup, and I think it really is true. People, they want the flash, they want the sizzle. I'm going to spend money and get a big billboard with my picture on it so everybody driving down 480 sees my picture. That's great if you have a very broad audience that you're trying to reach that might actually enjoy seeing your billboard. But for so many people, they're targeting a niche, and the money that you're spending for that billboard could be better spent on a digital ad that then has a targeted audience attached to it so that the only people seeing that ad are people that are interested in it. Out of the millions of people that drive by a billboard on the side of the street, a very small percentage of them are actually going to act upon that billboard and are actually interested into it. With digital ads, everybody that looks at it has an interest, be it varying degrees and various levels, but there's at least a little bit of interest and a little bit of commonality between your customer that's viewing the ad and the ad itself. And because of that, you're getting a lot more bang for the buck out of the digital world. I thought that was a great way to talk about digital presence. And then Michael Helberg, I like this one too. Analytics is a people business. And if that's not the truth, analytics is people-centric. And we oftentimes forget about that. Analytics is more than just numbers. Analytics is really just numbers that express the emotions, the feelings, and the tendencies of the people on the other side of those numbers. You can't forget that when you're breaking down analytics, you're really just breaking down characteristics of people, and they're just represented by numbers. So never forget that this digital world that feels so robotic and so cold sometimes is really about people at its heart. Human to human interaction. Jeremy Hudgens, my guy out here, had a great thing to say. Jeremy is from Genius Monkey, and they do a great job at branding across various digital platforms. He said if we use last click attribution to gauge success on the football field, the quarterback would no longer be the highest paid player in the league. I thought that was a great visual as well. When you're talking about click attribution, when you're talking about how people get to your site and actually click on it, do they come there directly from an ad? Do they come directly from social media? Do they come directly from an email that they got? Or is it a combination of all of those things that makes that click so important? If you just went through last click attribution, think about it. The center snaps the ball to the quarterback. Quarterback then throws it downfield to the receiver. The receiver is the last one to touch it. So it's a chicken and egg scenario. Is that receiver the most important person on the field, or is that quarterback the most important person on the field? Or was it the center that started the whole play to begin with? So many people touch a site on its way to attribution that it's hard to tell sometimes what is the most important layer of attribution. What we're finding is probably the best model is to attribute a little bit of it to each touch that it gets along the way to determine what the path was rather than just one individual click. But Jeremy had a great way of showing us what that meant. And then finally, our number one quote of the year from David Moss of the Front Porch People. You can't pour a shot of whiskey at 9 a.m. for your business clients. Well, Maybe you can. I love that one. What David was talking about was getting people to have a great personality on podcast or video content. So he was saying, we'd love to be able to just give them a little base coat in the morning with a shot of whiskey to get them starting to get their personality out, but that's probably not feasible. Well, listen, no matter how you choose to enjoy your New Year's Eve, whether it's with a 9 a.m. shot of whiskey or whether you're going to wait till a little bit later to enjoy the festivities, we certainly have enjoyed being with you in 2018 on the Coffee Cup. We've got some great things coming for you in 2019, some different formats, and some great content coming from Company 119. We thank you so much for your time, and we hope you enjoy your New Year's.